Well, the crypto market seems to have stayed green over the past couple of days. And I really don't want to be that guy who says, I told you so, but when it comes to the exact movements that we're seeing right now, well, I'm going to be honest with you, I did expect it to happen exactly the way it's going right now. But there's a couple of caveats. On the one hand, there's a ton of people talking about the biggest reason why the crypto market is going absolutely insane right now. For example, you can see right here, Simon is stating that it's to do with the Clarity Act over in the US. Now, looking at the comments and also looking at just the relative and relevant actual papers on this and news, it's not really clear. And if we're talking about the Clarity Act, it's basically just this new act in the United States that's supposed to make crypto something proper. Let's just call it like that to make it clear. They've been working on it for a long time, and we expect it to be signed and over with in July. Well, they keep extending, and it's being said, it's being rumored, it's being thought that it's basically a set and done deal. You can see the ethics clause on the Clarity Act appears to be resolved, and supposedly that's really what we needed for the crypto market to pop off, I assume. Well, I'm going to be telling you right now that if we're talking about, the politics and the market's movements because of the major macro things happening, Trump is all over the place. And even though they've really been supportive of crypto recently, especially the last couple of weeks because China is doing so good in the field of AI as well, and Trump and the whole US just wants to keep everything close, which is nice, man, there's a lot going on. Look at this. Super microcomputer stock surges nearly 20% after reporting that nearly $60 billion in new orders last quarter is what it had. Bearish bets on the U.S. stocks are surging. Short interest in the S&P 500 is up to 3.7% of its free float, near the highest in data going back to 2010. And actually, when you break it down, yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, right now, just everything from the economy perspective is just in a crazy spot. The cost of labor in the U.S. has never been higher. At the same time, though, this AI boom, which I basically look at every single day because everything in AI is super interesting to me. It's so peculiar that what used to be the most interestingly deflationary area with computer chips and just basically all electronics, all of a sudden, because of AI flipping over, where before your iPhone maybe or any phone really tended to get cheaper over time. The computers used to get cheaper basically every single year because, well, if the tech is not going to improve that much, all you got to do is make the processes more efficient by a slight margin. And since that's the main thing you've been working on all year, it's going to get cheaper. That's not the best conclusion, but you get the idea. Tech was just getting cheaper every single year because a 3-megapixel camera, you can't sell for that many years in a row at a higher and higher price. And if you improve, you still kind of have to keep the price the same. So technically speaking, for that older model, the 3-megapixel camera in that sense, then you would now logically pay less because the newer model tended to be kind of the same price. Mostly also just because economies of scale and because things just went super fast. But you get the idea that this has made a really interesting dent in the way that the world was coming when it comes to the economy on that front. Now, there were a couple more announcements made by Trump like the last 24 hours. Breaking news, this is just some hours ago, Trump is preparing to announce 10% tariffs on dozens of countries this week. And the one thing I will tell you is if this comes into place yet again, we could have another very interesting situation on our hand, like the last time that Trump announced some massive tariffs. I'm just letting you guys know that this is something that's been talked about right now. These tariffs, these new ones, come as President Trump's current 10% tariffs expire later this week. Massive deal, right? President Trump's advisors have reportedly warned him against doing so, and advisors are reportedly worried about risking the economic shocks of the original trade war ahead of midterm elections. The Trump administration is also working on other investigations that could grant it legal authority to propose even higher tariffs. So potentially more tariffs are on the way. And I guess that's also perhaps why the shorts are right now getting to a crazier degree than we've seen, but also, of course, because of the AI boom and because we've seen the market go absolutely crazy for really freaking long. Now, having said that, not every single part of the crypto market's doing good. One of the projects I was an early investor for, never really got my tokens, but that's no worries. Apparently, it says right here, Movement Labs is, or at least they sunset their project. And I kind of find it interesting here. When I'm looking around the crypto market, Movement Labs is, quite known in there. When I'm looking around the crypto market, many of the projects that I know and love are all of a sudden gone or not operational anymore. And I remember that's the cycle of crypto. Really, most of the projects that you know and love right now will not be around in 3 years. And a good example of that, if I just quickly scroll through here, is here. Not even 2 weeks ago, these were considered the best of the best over on the Robinhood chain. What happened now, every single one of them is down to the gutter. Now, I was not really a Robinhood maximalist. I really didn't go too far into the chain to buy all the small coins. But if I did, and I didn't sell them, even though at that point it felt so good and there was so much momentum, there was so much excitement, you can see how bad every single one of them is doing right now. Well, extrapolate that to the broader crypto market. For being truthful, the top of the top kind of stays around. But most things that are a few layers down, they tend to leave. And so when I'm talking about what my top cryptos are for the next season, what my top cryptos are right now, I have to keep reminding myself to always stick to the top of the top unless there's a certain wave happening. And this was a wave. You got to ride that wave and sell pretty early to make it work. But if you're a bit late to the party, you end up holding something that's down 99% that never or almost never comes back up. Now, some people call it dusting, where you either leave a little bit of tokens left or just a couple dollars, perhaps a couple tens, a couple hundreds, depending, of course, on how big your initial bag was, sometimes a couple thousand even. So hopefully, if it all of a sudden goes and does 1,000,000x, you make some money still. But really, the reason I sometimes keep, a couple $100, sometimes a couple $1,000 in a coin, sometimes a couple tens of thousands of dollars in a coin, is just because it feels so bad if it were to come back up and I sold it all. But really, if I'm being honest with you, like looking at the real numbers, you'd most likely always be better off just selling that crap and going for things that are a little bit more certain. Because the market can really just shove towards a bearish predicament or a bearish season, let's call it, because of anything that Trump says. And what's going to do worse is just all the freaking coins that were already doing bad, right? And if we all of a sudden get back into a season like we saw now with that Ansem coin, like we now saw with the Robinhood coins, sometimes the momentum can stick, but what really is last to gain is some of those older ass random coins, or they gain for just a few days, but they're not really in that system because, well, to really see altcoins flourish, you need a lot of new people buying that have never heard about crypto before. We saw a couple of good waves, but especially when one meme coin suddenly pops off, gets all these people excited over on TikTok, on all these random ass social medias. But if you really want your specific altcoin, then that's not a top contender to do well. There needs to be something else there to bring the attention to it, which mostly I think is just going to be either relevancy because of the meme coin going up. Anyway, here I was also reading Trump is imposing an additional 50% tariff on a range of Canadian goods in response to trade discrimination. Man, the last couple of days has been just so weird to watch. At the same time, I almost don't want to show it. There's so much happening over in Iran, so much controversy, so many talks, and so much happening with regards to oil prices and just news, man. Also in the world of AI, a lot of cool stuff. Specifically, this one was something I really thought was interesting. Alphabet, the company behind Google, is planning on launching a new frozen chip to run its latest AI models even more efficiently. And at the same time, like I said, oil was doing crazy. Well, at the same point, U.S. gas is at a crazy price point above $4 a gallon as the Iran war returns and the MOU has collapsed. So things are a little bit strange over in the Middle East. Things are a little bit strange over in the U.S. A lot is happening in every single front. But if we're talking about our crypto coins and crypto prices, right now Bitcoin at 66, it is still very much what we predicted, especially when we reference back to this engulfing candle. Literally exactly the playbook that I talked about has been happening. We've crossed that 65 point something K barrier. This is the make or break moment. This is really the time where if we're able to kind of push through here, there's a very good chance we just go right back towards at least $78,000. We're in a very, very good spot here. But this is that level. This is the make or break level. But we're already in a really good spot. Let me just say it like that, right? Because if we right now get ourselves any sort of close, that's again happening over on Sunday, above, let's just call it $65,500, to be a bit more, 65.8, something like that, $1,000, just above the close that we saw right there, we have officially reversed the process. But more importantly, we actually need to see a higher low as well in this process. So to shift from basically going this way to that point going this way, right? And as I said before, if we go sideways or if this takes a bit of time, that's all okay, because we expect our markets to basically really move up like crazy again by the end of this year. But yeah, that was about it for right now. I just wanted to quickly cover what's going on, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video somewhere later today, because there's a lot that needs to be covered. I just wanted to quickly get you all back into the news.